this particular video, this is the mark that we are going to start with the new chapter of differential equation, right? Now, in the previous video, you have been introduced to the concepts, whatever you have in this particular chapter, right? Now, in this video, let's discuss a little more in detail about what is a differential equation. So here, when we talk about differential equation, or in general, we call it as DE. See, to understand about differential equation, it's like any other normal algebraic equation. Now, suppose if I write, say, x square plus 5x plus 9 is equal to 0. You know it's an algebraic equation. Like a broad classification is that it's an algebraic equation, right? Under that you can say it's quadratic, something, keeps on going. But on the broader scale, we can say that this is it's an algebraic equation. Likewise, we also have trigonometric equation, correct? Something like this one. Say you have sine square x plus cos x is equal to 0. Maybe something like this. This is also an equation, but this one is a trigonometric equation, right? Likewise, what if we have an equation in terms of derivative? Okay, only in terms of derivative. Like for example, say if you have x plus y into dy by dx is equal to 0. Okay, so here what we have is that we have a derivative and that derivative is in an equation, correct? Now we know that there are two types of variables. One is a dependent variable, one more is an independent variable, correct? So if you write down these two, so first one is a dependent variable, next one is an independent variable. Now generally x is the independent and y is the dependent, right? So y is dependent and x is independent. In the sense, the value of y changes with respect to that of an x, correct? So you can say that x determines the value of y. So in this particular case, if you look at that differential equation, what we have here, see, the first one is going to be an algebraic equation, second one is going to be a trigonometric equation, and the third one is a differential equation. Third one is a differential. Now the independent variable and the derivative, they are not together. In the sense, it's not like x into dy by dx. They are separate, correct? Now these are the type of equations what we call as differential equation. Understood? So we have the dependent and independent variable. Generally the derivative of a function, if it is with the dependent variable and not with independent variable, generally they are the type of equations what we call as a differential equation. Now I cannot generalize, say that this is always true, because as you go on into further classes you will understand that not every time this is going to be the case. Not in every scenario the independent and the derivative are going to be separated. Understood? So those are all a little higher level. We are not going to discuss about those things now. But let me tell you one thing. The differential equation is used in almost every branch. When I say every branch, I'm not talking just about math or physics. Even though you will see a lot of application in physics, you get to see this in chemistry, you get to see this in biology, you get to see this in sociology, economics, statistics, everywhere. So differential equation is a very, very important part of math. Because if you have an equation and if you have in terms of a derivative, because you know the derivative has a lot of applications, right? So if you have an equation in terms of derivative, you need to know a method of solving that particular equation. That is what you are learning in this entire particular chapter. You are going to learn 3 methods, but before you learn the 3 methods, you need to understand the basics of it. That is, suppose if a differential equation is given, how do you identify what is the degree and order? So what is degree and order? You're going to understand this in the next video.